Well, it is another glorious Monday evening with SRQ PokeVets. We're just going to jump right into it. I'm Ryan.
I'm Jacob.
I'm Steven.
Steven's back!
We finally have a consistent third co-host. It's a miracle.
Yeah. I had a concert when you guys were recording. I don't want to hear this.
Yeah, we know. We brought it up.
Even though we said confirmed hates us. Like Cookie.
Yep.
Oh, you remembered.
Yep. Anywho, well, it is episode 10, boys. We somehow made it to 10 episodes without either losing steam or deciding not to do this. It's a miracle.
Double digits, baby.
So, for double digits, this was by accident and kind of by design that we ended up on this subject. It is time for a nice little debate, everything that makes everybody pissed off because everyone has their own opinion. It's time for the ban list. Oh boy.
Yeah.
For those who are not aware, if you live under a rock or even don't play the game, the ban list is essentially a list of cards that you cannot play in any format for Pokemon. Is separated by each format. I'm just gonna skip real quick. Standard has no cards banned, so we really don't need to worry about that. The big thing is expanded, which is my personal opinion. Even with all these cards banned, still a fucking cesspool. But that's just my personal hatred of expanded. I'm sure Ryan and Steven have more glowing reviews of the format. Honestly, I'm surprised people still care about expanded, even when there are no regionals until next year at least.
Yeah, it's expanded is cancer.
Yeah, so how
it's not fair to cancer.
That's what?
That's not fair to cancer.
Okay. that was a good one.
We're just gonna jump right into it. So the first card on the expanded ban list is Archeops from Black and White Noble Victories. I mean, obviously it's banned because of its ability, Ancient Power. Hey,
that's us.
Each player can't play any Pokemon from his or her hand to evolve his or her Pokemon. Oh, okay. Well, if that were a thing today, I think everyone would shit their pants and be pissed off because whoever got that out first the second person would probably end up scooping and probably flip a table.
I mean, like, if you even think about it, like back then, there were cards like Wally and Evo Soda that could get around that. Today, there is almost nothing.
Yep.
True.
And well, this card also killed another card that we'll talk about later. But it's also okay. So moving on. This card is weird. I never understood why this card was banned until very recently. Chip Ice Axe. Trainer item. Look at the top from Unbroken Bonds. Look at the top 3 cards of your opponent's deck. Choose one of them. Your opponent shuffles the other cards back into the deck and then puts that card on top of their deck. I mean, I'm very dumb when it comes to expanded, so I never realized why this got banned. But now that I'm smarter, I realize, oh, your opponent could just pick the worst possible card from that set and just actively screw you over, especially with some of the other hand and deck disruption available in Expanded.
100%.
Combo that with a trick shovel. Put the best card on top or something. I don't know. I can't remember what trick shovel does.
You just throwing out a random card there?
No, yes. Sorry. Combo that with a trick shovel. Put the best card from those three on top, and then trick shovel that thing into the discard. I remembered.
Oh wow. I never even thought of that. That actually might have been a reason, but I don't think that's the main reason.
Yeah,
I know, but that's a reason.
Yeah,
True.
either you could disrupt their deck by you forcing them to discard. Like if you're playing Durant Mill, you're chipping their deck to mill their deck. But or their any other mill decks like that. Or you're chipping to force the worst possible card to be on the top of their deck because you're stalling them and you're basically trying to run them into time.
Yeah, that was a big problem with a lot of this shit. Anyway, moving on to the next card. Steven, why don't you take care of it?
Let's go. Oh man. See, this one I kind of get, but I also never saw it played a lot, and it's Delinquent. And this is from Breakpoint. Now, discard any stadium in play. If you do, your opponent discards 3 cards from his or her hand. That is fantastic. But Expanded isn't really, I mean, it's full on Stadium War right now. And yes, you still play plenty of stadiums, but there's just so many cards in Expanded that just bulk up your hand size. And I mean, discarding 3 from hand, if you have 3 in hand, sure. If you have more than 3 in hand, there's probably at least 1 card in there that's going to get you through the rest of that your next turn.
Yeah, but let's be honest. With the rest of the cards that we'll talk about later that were also banned, that's very unlikely. And even then, when you say it was very unlikely you had like a Sycamore or an N in your hand that you didn't discard.
I am an advocate for delinquency.
Of course you are. But yeah, this one's pretty self-explanatory. Speaking of cards that died for other cards' sins, Flabebe, from Forbidden Light. Why is a 30 HP Pokemon banned? Well, because of the ability Evolutionary Advantage. If you go second, this Pokemon can evolve during your first turn. Why is that a problem? Because Floette and Florges. If you went second, you just evolve into the Floette, your opponent started to lose their hand, and it just comboed out of control from there. Handlock was so obnoxious in Expanded. It's a lot weaker now, but because cards like this, it's just ugh. I hate it.
I miss it.
Let's see. Moving on. Ryan, since this is one of your favorite cards, I'll let you take care of the next one. And there's the laugh.
Forest of Giant Plants from Ancient Origins. Each player's grass can evolve during his or her first turn, or the turn he or she plays those Pokemon. Oh, the fun times that I didn't play this card. I mean, there were times that we played for fun and people played this like if we played unlimited or something like that. I mean, this thing's been banned for so long that I haven't seen anyone play this card, honestly, since I started playing.
This card would be even more obnoxious today, honestly.
Oh yeah, I mean,
especially
but
with Vileplume. Should have been Vileplume.
Oh yeah, with Vileplume lock. Oh, fuck. This card would be. Oh my god, I can't even fathom Vileplume lock with this deck. With this card.
All right, moving on to the next one, Steven. Why don't you tell us about everybody's least favorite boss?
Bro, what you mean? I respect. All right, bet. Getsis from Black and White Plasma Freeze. No, man, I loved this card. Oh my gosh.
I would like to preface, because I've had this argument with you and with our friend Brandon. Fuck this card.
Oh, come on. Getsis ain't done nothing wrong.
It's so bad. Fuck this card.
I don't know why all the hate on Getsis, man. I love that guy. Dude, woman, same, whatever. I don't know, man. I wouldn't even be mad getting turn 1 Getsis. And that was when you could play supporters first turn. Oh my gosh.
Especially if you're playing an item heavy deck.
Did you mean expanded?
We've gone through so much. We've had this discussion for so long. You didn't even say what the damn card does, Steven. Good job, buddy.
It's because I respect it. My apologies, podcast listeners. Getsis. Your opponent reveals his or her hand and shuffles all item cards found there into his or her deck. Then draw a number of cards equal to the number of item cards your opponent shuffled into his or her deck. I mean,
It's so rude.
I love it so much. Plus, he look cool, man. He looks like a badass.
I'm so glad it's gone. I'm so happy it's gone. Moving on down the list. Another supporter that was super obnoxious during its time. Hex Maniac. Imagine if this card was legal today. Oh boy.
I get why this was banned, though. That's the thing.
Oh, absolutely. Until the end of your opponent's next turn, so 2 turns essentially, each Pokemon in play, in hand, and in discard have no abilities.
Bum, bum, bum.
So you guys know how we have like very limited ability lock, like Path to the Peak, like Emperor's Eyes, shit like that. How about nobody gets abilities? Period. Let's see how fun the game gets there.
Silent Lab.
And the fact that you can use your abilities, and then play this before the end of your turn, and it's just like that. Out of all the one-sided cards ever, the fact that this does not give your opponent the chance to use their abilities on their next turn while you fully used your abilities is just god awful.
Yeah. This card would be hilarious if it was legal. It would be a 4 of in every deck.
Yeah, 100%.
Well, that might be an overstatement, but it would at least have 1 or 2 copies in every single deck. That's probably more accurate. Anywho's it.
Anywho's it.
Don't make fun of my speech.
Right.
Island Challenge Amulet. Hey, guys, you know why Heroes Medal sucks? This card is precisely why. Island Challenge Amulet. The item tool. The Pokemon GX or EX this card is attached to gets minus 100 HP, and when it is knocked out by damage from an opponent, that player takes 1 fewer prize. This card literally set up so many stupid ass combos and so many stupid cards. Hi, Surge. That when Pokemon essentially reprinted it with Heroes Medal, they had to remove they had to add the part of you cannot drop below 100 HP by adding this.
Oh wow! Didn't even notice that. I haven't touched Heroes Medal in so long.
Well, like I said, Heroes Medal is bad, and this card is precisely why. I mean, like I said, this enabled Surge. This enabled so many control cards. I don't think there's much else to say unless you two got something.
No.
Control.
Next one though, Jesse and James from Hidden Fate.
Talk about dying for another card's sins.
Yep. Each player discards 2 cards from their hand. Your opponent discards first. Yep.
Again, it's okay.
Yeah.
I mean, again, it's literally dying for other control cards that we are going to get to. Oh god, the next card. This card's never coming off of the ban list. This card will never come off.
Lieutenant versus Strategy.
This card's never coming off.
From Unbroken Body and Hidden Fates. You can play this card only if you have more prize cards remaining than your opponent during this turn, you can play 3 support cards, including this card.
Basically, 2 extra supporters.
Yup.
Or 2 supporters.
Yep. So
Remember when Pokemon banned Lusamine, thinking, "Oh, it was the problem, not Surge"? Yeah, no, they learned real fast.
Yeah, and that's why Lusamine's unbanned.
This this card's never coming off the ban list. It enables way too much bullshit.
Best card in format. Best card in format. Best card ever printed.
And that's coming from somebody who played this card in Standard.
No, the next card is best card in format.
Whoa. We haven't even talked about the one after Lieutenant Surge.
That's what he's talking about, you dip.
So the next card is the best card in format.
Another card that's probably never going to be unbanned.
This is the one card that Daryl said that he will have a unlimited format one day if everyone shows interest. Everything is unbanned besides this card. This is the only card that he will not unban, and it's Lysander's trump card from Phantom Forces. Each player shuffles all cards in his or her discard pile into his or her deck, except for Lysander's trump card. Oh my lord, the time that this game would go on for.
This card enabled so much different, like, just straight up BS.
Yeah.
Whose idea was it to greenlight this card?
I mean, okay, Steven, so you and me being Magic players, we make fun of like Wizards for not playtesting their cards. I'm pretty sure Pokemon has just a bad track record, especially since this got out.
Who greenlit this card?
Steven, I have a thought here. It's in the card's name whose fault it is. And it's not Lysander.
Oh, it's the card's fault. Got you.
That's a good. I like that one. Oh shit! All right, moving forward. Hey, again, I can't believe I keep saying this. Another card that died for another card's sins. Let loose Marshadow from Shining Legends. When you play this Pokemon, from like disregard the actual Pokemon does, because that's irrelevant.
Yeah, that
Let
Pokemon
loose.
should not have an attack.
Honestly. When you play this Pokemon from your hand onto your bench during your turn, you may have each player shuffle their hands into their deck and draw 4. It's a red card on a Pokemon that could be scoop up netted, comboed into other discard bullshit. This card is obnoxious. And I loved it when it was in Standard.
It was great.
Oh, I can't play a supporter first turn? You know what? Screw it. I'm just going to let loose my opponent.
Pretty much. I
don't like
won so many.
Oh, I got another let loose. Let loose again.
Oh. I won so many games and lost so many games because of this fucking card.
Yep. Same.
Also, because of the joke that Ryan just said, I also feel like this card is one of the reasons Pokemon started putting you may only use one of this ability per turn.
Yep.
Ugh, so bad.
You would think that they would have learned that after like Shaman, but no.
They sometimes honestly with Lumineon, they still haven't fully learned it.
Yep.
All right, I let Steven have the first boss. Let's give him another boss. What's the next card, Steven?
Oh, come on. Okay,
What?
You know why? If I had to pick between Archie and Maxie, I'm more of a Maxie guy. Archie too, what's the word? Sporadic. Maxie had that charisma and that poise. But the next one on this list is Maxie's Hidden Ball Trick. You can play this card only when it's the last card in your hand. put a fighting Pokemon from your discard pile onto your bench, draw 5 cards. Now, the first one that was on this list, Archeops, uh, it's literally just straight combo right there. Because it just says a fighting Pokemon. So it can be a stage 1, it could be a stage 2, it could be a VMAX. It says put a fighting Pokemon. Broken. Absolutely broken.
You know what else?
But,
Other cards caused this card to get banned?
what?
Omastar and Kabutops.
That's right. Those fuckers.
The ones that said, hey, you don't get to basically play anything from your hands.
You don't get to do anything.
No items, supporters.
Nope. And this card is precisely why. And there's also a reason why there have not been any cards besides the mustards that have been released since. Because at least the mustards are very specific with what cards can come in, not just a general type like Archie and Maxie are. Speaking of which, speaking of Archie, I've heard so many people want to ban Archie because Maxie's banned, but Archie's fine. There are no obnoxious water Pokemon. Fighting is a much different story.
Yeah, 100%.
Fighting Pokemon are obnoxious.
The 3 we just mentioned. Anywho's it.
Anywho.
Moving. Why do y'all make fun of how I talk? Moving on. Next up, we have from XY Flashfire, we have Milotic with, again, disregard the rest of the card. The only thing important is that ability, Energy Grace. Once during your turn, you may knock out this Pokemon. If you do, attach 3 basic energies from your discard to one of your Pokemon, excluding Pokemon EX. Why is this card a problem? Well, Surge, when it was legal, this was a problem. It's super easy to get energies into your discard. It only says Pokemon EX, so as time went on, hey, GXs and Vs exist, so that's a problem.
Oh no.
Need I continue?
No.
I'm trying to remember what this Pokemon originally comboed with, what deck it was. I'm drawing a blank.
If you give me like 2 seconds, I can probably find it.
No, that's fine. We can go to the next one. You don't get that time.
Hey. But I mean, imagine this card now with like Arceus decks with
Stop. No.
with your boy Charizard, Ryan, with a card that I'm going to talk about later for a much different reason.
I wouldn't want that because 1, it's a stage 1.
Sure.
2, I'm giving up a prize. I wouldn't want that.
That's fair. That is all very good points.
That, like, right back then, yes. With EXs and them, yeah, you could probably get away with that. In GXs, you could probably get away with that, but now, no. I couldn't give up a prize. It's too risky. But moving on, Miss Meganius or Miss Magius. I don't know why I said Miss Meganius. Miss Meganius. Miss Magius, Sun and Moon Unbroken Bonds. Doesn't really matter what the attack is. Mysterious Message, though, the ability. Once during your turn before you attack, you may draw cards until you have 7 cards in your hand. If you drew any cards in this way, this Pokemon is knocked out. I think I know someone that is on the team that actually played this deck pretty religiously for a while. That would be Clayton.
Oh, that's great.
Hey, if you're talking about Tina Chomp, I love that deck so much. I miss it.
Yes, I am talking about Tina Chomp.
I played that deck so much, dude. It was so good, and it expanded. It's still really good, even without Miss Magius. But another reason why Surge got banned, and another reason why this card is just so stupid, and it was so good. I think also something I'd like to say as a general note for a lot of these bans, when these cards were in Standard, it wasn't a problem because you had a much limited card pool and you couldn't break them. When it gets to Expanded, that's when people start to fuck with stuff. But moving on. Hey, Steven, you were talking about this card earlier.
Was I though?
Yeah.
Dude, I love this card so much. For the record, I love any control card, but little Mr. Oranguru, Resource Management Oranguru from Sun and Moon Ultra Prism. Put literally 2 attacks. You won't use the second one. We're not even talking about it. The first attack is Resource Management for a single colorless. Put 3 cards from your discard pile on the bottom of your deck in any order. Never run out of stuff.
Such a great
Pretty
card.
much. I hated this card. I still hate it. I don't like control at all.
The next card is great.
Also, before we move on to this last one, real quick, I'd just like to say, of course you like control, you fucking Stogener bitch. Okay, enough insulting Steven. So
Joke's on you. I don't get the joke.
You
Of
not
course
hear him?
he did. He's just being stupid. Moving on. So I think this is the only card, or one of the only cards that's in the ban list purely because of how efficient it is and not because of any combos. Because this card is just too damn good. Puzzle of Time. You may play 2 Puzzle of Time cards at once. If you played one, look at the top 3 of your deck, top 3 cards of your deck, and put back in a order. If you played 2 of them, put 2 cards from your discard into your hand. Any 2 you want.
Any 2.
Any of them.
Any 2.
I think Steven's just saying it either to be annoying or to bring the point across anyway.
A point across.
Headaches. Like I said, I'm pretty sure this card is just too damn efficient. It's too good. And you can, in theory, like just loop this. Play 2 puzzles, get at least 1 puzzle back from the play 1, rearrange your top of your library, play 2, get 1 back, and just rinse repeat.
I mean, so
combo with that resource management though.
Yeah.
I mean, if you play 2, you can't get one of them back that you just played.
Played 1 earlier.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, yeah. I mean, you're not going to be able to play 2 again. Only be able to play 1 again.
Yes.
No. But this card just,
Yeah.
Moving on. Back to, hey, I heard you guys like
You were talking about this card earlier.
I heard everyone likes Handlock. Because now it's red card.
Would be a shame if
your opponent shuffles their hand into their deck and draws 4 cards.
This card blows.
Hey, turn 1, red card. What was it? Red card, Flabebe, Jesse and James. Hey, you have 1 card left.
Ugh.
That's how this is why so many cards got banned. Rightfully so, thankfully. Very much rightfully so.
The next one, I kind of miss. Reset Stamp.
Yeah, this one actually wasn't. I mean, literally for what I said earlier. Like, this card I honestly could see come off someday because so many other annoying cards got banned, but that's a discussion for later. I ran 1 in every deck I ever played when it was legal. I don't know about you two.
Dude, I think there was a deck one time that I played 4 in. I mean, I mean, your opponent shuffles their hand into their deck and draws a card for each of their remaining prize cards. I mean,
A one-sided end.
yeah. But Junk Hunt, Sableye, Dark Explorers for the next one.
So until the last time we talked about this, I was actually with Steven. I didn't understand why this card was banned. Now I understand why.
Yeah, put 2 item cards from your discard pile into your hand. Yeah. No resistance,
Yeah.
no weakness.
Perfect card.
It's great. And for the longest time, there was like a page at Daryl's shop filled of Junk Hunt Sableyes. And I was like, oh my god, these aren't banned, are they? And he's like, yeah. And I was like, well, I'm not fucking buying them then.
I wonder what they're worth now.
Probably like a couple bucks.
It is an uncommon, right?
Yeah. Or no, I think
It is,
yeah.
yeah.
Uncommon. All right. Moving on to another card that died for Scoop Up Net sins.
Oh, it's like $1.
Shaman.
EX. Ugh.
Again, a card where literally nothing on the card matters except for the ability.
Wrong.
When you
Wrong. Sky Return is important.
Now when Scoop Up Net exists.
Scoop Up Net didn't always exist.
True.
Sky Return was very important back in the day.
That's okay. I didn't play during this time, so forgive me.
You're forgiven.
But moving on. Setup. When you play this Pokemon from your hand onto your bench, you may draw cards until you have 6 in your hand.
Beautiful.
Like we mentioned, this is one of the reasons why people started putting once per turn.
Yep.
Also, funny story. When I first started getting into this game, it is when Roaring Skies was still like the big set, like when it just got second print run. And I was at my old local game store. Shout out to Final Round Comics and Final Round Games in Charleston, South Carolina. I went one Saturday and people were playing. I'm like, oh, cool, what's this? And they explained to me. I was like, okay, I'll start. What do I do? And they said, well, if you don't, I would recommend getting a box. I obviously don't do this because if you're just getting into a game, that's a dumb thing. I was just a stupid college student with too much money at the time.
You were a college student and you had too much money?
I didn't leave much of freshman year, okay?
Oh my gosh.
And when you're an ROTC student, you get paid as a student.
Yep.
What's ROTC?
We're not having a discussion right now. Anyway.
That's how he became an officer. Or ossifer. Because
oh no.
I would point for sir.
Back to the story. I stole one of the tables in the back and started opening the box. Second, I had asked someone previously, like, okay, what's like the big cards that you're supposed to look for? What they told me, the Full Art Shaman, because it was. Second pack, I opened the Full Art Shaman, and immediately people were asking to buy it off of me, and I said no, because I didn't realize how valuable it was, and because I was eventually, and I never did, by the way, I eventually was going to play it, but I never did. And that is my story of how I got into this game. Time for the last 2 cards of this banned list. Unknown Hand and Unknown Damage. Both banned for very similar reasons because of the dirtly decks that they let exist.
Lieutenant Dan! They gave.
Oh my gosh.
Did you really spend the whole time finding that?
I sure did. Anyway, so Unknown Hand and Unknown Damage, last 2 cards. Oh yeah, I remember Clayton playing these fucking decks. But oh yeah, Unknown Damage, fucking awful, awful, awful deck. But Hand was a lot easier to do, in my opinion. But damage, it was hard to get that. But damage once during your turn before you attack, if this Pokemon is your active Pokemon, and if there are 66 or more damage counters on your bench Pokemon, you may use this ability. If you do, you win this game.
Absolutely broken.
It's crazy. And then hand once during your turn before you attack, this Pokemon is your active Pokemon, and if you have 35 or more cards in your hand, you may use this ability. If you do, you win this game.
Oh, I love it.
I mean, it's hard to have 35 cards in your hand.
Oh, it's
Very.
possible.
But to have 66 damage counters on your side of the field is pretty tough.
Yeah, but that deck made it work.
Oh, it definitely did. I mean, with Klefki and
Oh, that's right. That's how
yeah.
that fucking deck worked.
Oh yeah. I'm surprised Klefki's not on here anymore.
I think it got unbanned once these two got banned.
Yeah, it did. But
Alright.
yeah, it was definitely some decks.
Yeah. All right, boys. So we got through the ban list. We talked about it. So the first question I have for both of you is, let's start with standard since there are no cards banned. Do you think anything in standard needs to be banned?
I think that's a hard question.
And standard.
Oh, no, just kidding. Ban Genesect, or at least errata it.
Honestly, I agree. At least the errata part.
I don't think Genesect needs to. I think it's more Meloetta. Because you
No.
can shut off Genesect. You can shut off the ability. You can't shut off Meloetta. I mean, because
Well,
that attack is
no.
fucking ridiculous.
Yeah, but it's a one prizer and it's what, 90 HP?
Exactly.
And more than likely, you do not have your energy spread out that thin. So if you knock out a Pokemon with like 2 energy, you immediately half its attack. And there's no current special energy recovery. So I mean, you're solid. You're set.
I mean, let's be honest though. Every time we play against a Mew, they always get the Meloetta.
Yeah,
Listen
They
here,
always do, without fail.
because of the Genesect.
you can literally get Meloetta with 3 Fusion Strike energy out first turn if you go second and hit for 210 on your first turn. I mean, and that's with a one prizer that has 90 HP.
Yeah.
That's a problem.
You know what else is a problem? Just Mew. Period. Mew as a deck.
Well, I mean,
There are so many things they could have changed on Mew to where it's not nearly as obnoxious as it is.
but here's my counter. What would you rather play against, Mew Genesect or ADP?
Ooh, Mew Genesect.
Mew Genesect all day. Mew Genesect.
Exactly.
Oh my gosh.
ADP is fucking way more poisonous and cancerous than.
Yeah, how is that not on the ban list already?
Oh, we'll get to that.
Yeah,
we will fucking get to that.
Trust me. That that was.
We tried to record this episode twice already, and we talked about that in length.
Yeah.
So standard, I think we all agree, nothing needs to get banned. Maybe something needs to get rotted, but banned, probably not. Moving on, back to expanded. Before we get to what needs to be banned, do you guys think anything is worth getting unbanned?
Reset stamp.
No, reset stamp can stay. My boy Getsus can come back. Archeops can come back because the main. Yeah, come on. Come
Nope.
on.
Nope.
The only reason it was OP is because of Maxi, and Maxi's still there, and we're keeping him.
Nope.
So
If reset stamp can't come back, Archeops can't come back. Sorry. You're denied. Gavel, gavel.
You know what? Give me Junk Hut back. Give me Sableye.
See, I can agree with Sableye. I was gonna say Sableye too.
Well, I changed my answer now.
Too late. Gavel, gavel.
You know, just for that, I'm Hex Maniacing you.
I agree with everything Steven says besides Archeops.
Whatever.
okay, so first of all, none of those, please keep out of my game. The only one that I would really like to see, purely for the insanity that it would cause, is Hex, because so many decks revolve around abilities. I'd be very curious how it would play out now. I think it'd be funny.
Oh yeah, that'd be interesting to see.
I think I still like I think it'd be funny as hell.
That's why I keep saying, like, I want to find decks that don't revolve around abilities. That's why I like playing Charizard, because I'm not relying on an ability unless I'm stuck in a tight ass spot where I have to use Starbirth with Arceus to be like, okay, I can't fucking use Charizard's, big attack to hit big numbers. So I need to set him up. I need Starbirth and to get Choice Belt and that Fire Energy or whatever I need. But everyone just relies on abilities so much. That's why it's like, okay, Path, or anytime someone plays Wheezing, it's like, ugh, just fuck me, dude.
Yeah. Other than that, I really don't see anything on here that I personally would unban without it causing problems. Now, and I'm gonna start this because you brought it up earlier. Cards that we want to see banned. ADP. That card should have been banned in Standard, and it never was for some fucking reason, and it should be banned and expanded. Why that card's still allowed, I will never know.
Chaos.
For those that don't understand what ADP is, Arceus Dialga Palkia GX is the most cancerous fucking card that was ever printed, in my opinion, because one, it's the GX attack that's cancer, but the main attack for a metal, a water, and a colorless does 150, and you get 3 basic energies out of your deck and attach them to your Pokemon in any way you like, right? Or is it to 1?
I believe it's to any.
I believe it is to any. I haven't played it in forever. I tried playing it, just didn't like it. But the GX, it says metal plus. If it has 1 metal on it, it does plus 30. But if it has a metal plus a water, it does plus 30, and you take 1 extra prize card for every Pokemon that you knock out. So,
Pokemon Ranger.
With tag team Pokemon, you're taking 4 fucking prizes. So really, all you have to do is knock out a regular GX to take 3, or knock out 2 regular GXs, take 6, or knock out a fucking tag team and 1 single prizer, and you got game.
Yeah.
I mean, or 3 single prizers and you got game. I mean, it's ridiculous that you couldn't play a single prize deck in that meta.
Nope.
It was just so bad because everyone was playing that deck. It wasn't. There's no diversity. It was, hey, you want to play against ADP, or do you want to play against ADP? I mean, you want to play something different? Your opponent was playing ADP. 100%. If you were playing against something different, it was a freaking miracle.
I know we've made fun of the current meta for like, oh, it's only Mew, Gengar, Arceus, or Urshi, but like, even at least with Arceus, there's a lot of different Pokemon that benefit from its existence. Nobody benefited from ADP.
But here's the thing: it's with ADP, it was ADP Zacian. That's it. With Arceus,
Maybe it's Amatensa.
well, yeah, but with Arceus, there's so many variants. There's a lot more diversity in this meta than there is with ADP. ADP was just 3 Pokemon. That's it. I mean, those were your attackers. That was it. There's nothing else.
Yep.
You see a lot more diversity and a lot more people playing what they actually want to play, and you're seeing a lot more people top with more diverse decks than first regional, of course, everyone and their mother was playing fucking Mew, but then everyone and their mother was playing Dark Heavy because everyone thought they were just going to be playing Mew because of the first regional. But I mean, as time's going on now, you're seeing Jolteon top. You're seeing Ice Rider being played. You're seeing Counterbox being played. It's just so many more diverse decks that with Arceus in it, it's such a better meta right now that I wanted to go out.
Ryan, I don't mean to stop you, but I heard like a sound and I didn't know if Craig stopped or not.
No, we're still good.
Cool. We can edit this out later. Continue.
I wanted to buy all the ADP Battle Arena decks, go live on Verbank, and do a burn.
God. No, I don't have those cards.
Huh?
Wait, what?
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 I said I wanted to buy all the ADP Battle Arena decks and go live on Verbank and burn all the decks.
Oh, okay, cool. Then what I said still stands. I want to buy them, but I don't want to burn them.
Oh
That's
no,
money.
burning them all. No, I like back in the day when they first were being made.
I remember those days.
Yeah, when like they were still in standard and everyone was fucking hating on them like big time.
Deservedly so.
I mean, you don't hear anything about them right now because there's no expanded stuff going on.
Yeah.
But once that comes back after Worlds this year, I mean, you're going to hear so many people bitch about ADP.
Well, maybe we'll finally see it banned.
Yeah.
We can only dream.
Yep. But other than ADP being banned,
there's not enough for expanded that really like can warrant talking about it, honestly, besides ADP being the most glaring.
Yeah, I mean, there's nothing really jumps to mind when talking about expanded because we're not really playing expanded right now. That makes me want to think of cards to get banned.
The only one that I personally thought of, yeah, I agree. The only one that came to my mind for a while, and this one V Unions came out, was Battle Compressor. But people have been talking about Battle Compressor for years.
Yeah, Battle Compressor has been around for so long that it won't get banned.
No, it won't.
But I mean, they made a supporter that discards cards, and then Quick Ball, Ultra Ball. I mean, you might as well just keep Battle Compressors in there. There's enough discard cards that it's just like you might as well not get rid of it because it's still there.
Yeah, pretty much.
But yeah,
so, yeah, that's it for the ban list. So really quick before we head off for the night, boys, we have a 1K this weekend. So
sure do.
Gamers R Us, Cocoa Beach, Florida, 3 hours away. Lord, please help me and Ryan as we drive there. So have you two decided on what you're playing?
Yes.
Steven?
Yes.
So,
Oh my god, Steven, please tell me you're playing your control deck.
No, gosh, no,
Oh man.
bro. It's not even built, so I need practice with it though.
What do you want to
so
play?
I'm running Malamar.
Oh,
there it
true.
is.
I'm a degenerate.
So many Malamars.
It's Lieutenant Dan's favorite deck.
Dude, I was so beyond happy. So, little story. Friday night was the Sent into Gaming Team Challenge Qualifier number 3, which your boy here won. So I'm now representing the store for Team Challenge with ex co-host Cookie and our other friend and our local other friend Joe.
Yeah, congratulations.
I'll explain why. Oh, I'll explain why Steven's salty in a second. Round
Salty.
1, I I was playing my my tried and true Rapid Strike. Round 1, got a bye. Ended up just testing with Ryan here, who played Malamar. Horrible matchup for me. It's winnable. It is very much winnable, but it is so hard. And I ended up winning. Round 2, another Malamar. Except he was playing the Cinchino Bruno build, which personally, and Steven, since you're the connoisseur of Malamar, I'm sure you might agree with this, is the not as good version.
Literally, just don't even get me started. It's disgusting and it's stupid and it just should. I don't know why he was playing that list.
Cynthia Auxiliary is better. Am I right?
Cynthia Auxiliary and Teleon is way fucking better.
Yeah, agreed. And then round 3, I got paired up against Steven. And I was so concerned first. I was like, oh god, please not a third round of Malamar. Nope, it was Ray. And I proceeded to win in 3 turns.
Rip.
I bricked and then I misplayed and then it was just downhill from there.
Damn.
Yeah, those nights happen though, buddy. But I really hope
You sent to Scorch.
No, I don't have the cards.
Oh no, I was talking about the other week when you went like 0-5.
Oh, that's true. But hey, hopefully for this weekend, there's gonna be I can already tell there's probably gonna be a lot of Malamar and a lot of Mew at this 1K.
Fine with that. I'm ready for the match. The mirror.
I mean, I at least think there's gonna be a lot of Malamar because it is a very cheap deck to build. But
Yeah.
I don't know about Mew because I'm playing Urshifu. I know how to play against both those decks. So hopefully one of us does well enough.
Yeah, I'm hoping at least one of us makes top.
I'm going for it. Holy shit.
So, so all 3 of us locked in for what our decks are gonna play. I think the only person out of our team that's going that is not locked in on what they're playing is technically Mike and Cookie, because Mike doesn't have a deck, so of course he doesn't know what he's playing. And Cookie wants to play Sylveon again, but he doesn't know.
Yeah, I don't know what he's gonna choose. I mean, I'm obviously playing Charizard, so
I think wasn't he also talking about playing Malamar, Steven?
I think he was, but I don't think he's gotten a lot of testing with it. So, Cookie, if you're listening to this, I'm concerned. I've been playing Sylveon all week.
I mean, for someone who also plays a Inteleon deck, even though it's a much different game plan, I fully understand Steven's struggle trying to like figure out sequencing and like what are the right cards to draw, because it is very hard.
Dude, I hate it, but I love it because it makes me think finally.
Dude, like literally, it is so incredibly hard because yes, you get to pick a lot of the stuff that you go through, but it's also like, okay, what is the right card for this situation? You know what I mean? Like, it is, my head.
It's like,
But,
do I do as much damage as I can? Do I, reserve a card or 2 in hand? Do I scoop up this now? Or when do I scoop up? Do I play Rescue Carrier now? Do I play my Rod now? Like, oh my gosh, dude, just so much. So much is going on.
Definitely use that Drizzile.
Bro, there was a game where I prized a Drizzile and I had 2 out and I couldn't get my scoop up net and I was like, I'm in deep shit.
I we talked about this last week, Ryan. We're not bringing that back up again.
Oh no.
The Drizzile isn't a Rapid Strike Pokemon.
I know.
That's why I'm saying you should play the Drizzile, like with your attack.
Speaking of the Drizzile, I'm sure
no.
Steven has
that
also.
shit.
Steven, actually, question: do you run Tower Waters in your deck?
I do. I actually play the 1.
How many times did you put a Drizzile into the active thinking you could retreat?
So far, never. But I did mess up by I misplayed something. I can't remember, but in order to get out of the active, I needed to scoop up net, and I don't know what happened, but I evolved the active Drizzile instead of the bench. Something happened. I benched the wrong Drizzile, and I was like, "Oh, you gotta be kidding me!" And so I just had to like play an extra card or 2 that turn that was like not necessary, and I was like, "This is stupid."
Yeah, I agree. But I've done that so many times, and I hate myself for it. I had to waste resources, but
Exactly.
it is
yeah.
what it is. Anyway, I think that might just be it, boys. We're through 10 episodes. We're through a godforsaken ban list, and we're getting ready for a 1K. So next week, hopefully with all 3 of us here, it will be a tournament report about how the 1K went. Hopefully none of us go 0-3 drop, and at least one of us makes top 8, or at least one of our teammates, and we can bring them on. But I think from there, we just move on to the cooldown, something cool outside of the world of Pokemon. Steven, since you missed last week, how was the concert?
Oh, dude, it was amazing. This was my second time seeing John Mayer. The first time I saw him was a couple years back, actually probably closer to 5 years ago, when the Search for Everything came out. This year's concert, or this past year, was his new album Sob Rock, and I don't particularly like every song in the album, which is weird because I love just about everything John Mayer's ever made. But it still got plenty of good songs, good concert. It just the atmosphere. I haven't been to a concert in so long, man. Oh my gosh.
Ryan, you got anything?
I got a new tattoo.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. How could we forget? I almost slapped it.
Oh my god.
Oh god, I don't want to hear that. Yeah, if anyone follows our local judgy boy here, Ryan, on social media, check it out. It's actually really pretty. It's a really good piece. I really enjoy it.
Okay.
I mean,
It's okay.
so I'm trying to be a supportive friend here.
I know. I was just repeating what Steven said.
So the only thing that I have really is for those who don't know, I'm a massive League of Legends fan. I love the game. I love watching professionals. MSI is coming up, the big mid-season tournament, so I'm excited to watch that. No one's a big nerd about it except me, really, in the group, so I decided I plug it in. So,
well, Carol is. She plays.
Yeah, but Carol doesn't like us because she doesn't come on the podcast, so she doesn't count.
Damn.
So, and I know she listens, so she's gonna hear this and probably get mad at me tomorrow.
Probably.
But you know what? That's a risk I'm willing to make. So, I think that's where we'll end for tonight, boys. Here's to the first 10 episodes, and here's to the next 10 more.
Hell yeah!
And
that's it.
Yes, after 20, we're all retiring. The show's over. Sorry.
New podcast, new topics.
Yep, let's go. All right. So for this week, for SRQ PokeVets, we are all signing off. So we will all see you guys next week. This has been Jacob.
I'm Ryan.
Oh my gosh, I'm knocking the fuck out. This is Steven.
We will see you all next week. Peace.
Deuces. Knock the fuck out, Steven.
Yeah.
Bye, Lieutenant Dan. Enjoy your new legs. Bye.